Hello friends, welcome to this discussion. Today, as usual, we'll have our quota of current affairs, economy and banking. Let's start with the first question. Which of the following are included under weaker sections in priority sector lending? So PSL or priority sector lending, what is it? And the answer is already there, so I don't want to discuss that, but I'm going to give you notes on PSL. Okay, please write as much as you can. PSL, please write priority sector lending, subheading priority sector lending, underline that. First point, aimed AIMED, aimed at providing, PROVIDING, providing institutional credit, institutional, INSTITUTIONAL, institutional credit means through some organizations, through some institute rather than some money lender, that is money lender is non-institutional, whereas institutional is through some banks, some microfinance organization like that. Okay, so aimed at providing institutional credit to those sectors that do not have access or find it difficult to get credit, CREDIT, credit माने उधार, credit or loans, simple भाषा loan. Okay, next point, scheduled commercial banks must give 40% of their total loans to identified priority sectors. Priority, it's already spelled there, priority sector. Next, third point, categories under priority sector. Okay, so pull it down, underline that, right? One below that, point A, one bullet point, whatever have some distinguishing feature. That means there should be separateness between items. Okay, this could come through either bullet points or some symbol, whatever you want to have. Fair? So categories under priority sector, underline that. One, agriculture 18%, agriculture dash 18%, 40%, about 40%, 18%, comma, about 40% of which is reserved for small and marginal farmers. Next, okay, it's not exactly 40% but about 40%, but the use of the word about could mean means either above or below. So of 18% it's actually 8%, so more or less there. Okay, so from there, next one, micro, comma, small and medium enterprises, micro, small and medium enterprises dash 7.5%. 7.5%. So I am going to give you the percentages only for these two sectors. The rest I'll just mention. Okay. 3. Education loans. Education loans in brackets up to 10 lakhs. Up to 10 lakh. Next, export credit. Export. Niryat. Export credit. Next, housing dash up to 28 lakhs in urban areas. Urban includes metropolitan, okay, large cities like Bombay now. Up to 28 lakhs in urban areas and up to 20 lakhs and up to 20 lakhs in other areas. In other areas. Other areas. Next. Social infrastructure. Social infrastructure dash 5 crore loan limit. 5 crore loan limit for borrowers building social infrastructure like schools and healthcare centers. Next, renewable energy like solar panels, wind turbines and all that. Renewable energy. Last one, 8th, others in brackets like self-help groups. Okay, so this is what practice sector lending is. A majority of our population lives, I see, when I say inadequately, they have pretty little access to institutional credit. So this is a major problem in India, because see, if I borrow from say from the nearest money lender, the guy would charge me a lot of interest because I'm poor. I won't get a loan from a bank. If I don't get a loan from a bank, it would mean that I won't be able to improve my current conditions. So what I do is I want to invest in, let's say I want to buy an auto, I want to go for higher education. So what do? I borrow from the nearest money lender. The rate of interest the guy charges would be extremely high. So a lot of my money will go into paying interest. So I get trapped in a debt cycle. And this is something very, very important. Because for most poor people, getting trapped in debt is the biggest danger they face when they try to borrow. Okay, so the government of India is looking at increasing practice sector lending, because this will give people assets, access to better quality of life. See, one major way of reducing poverty is to empower people with assets. Let's say giving a woman, let's say train her and give her a sewing machine. Okay, a sewing machine is something at home that she could use to become a tailor, take some work on contract through a self-help group and fulfill. So this brings in income into the family, which means that now with more money in the family, apart from what, let's say, the man gets or someone else in the family gets, now there is more money. This can buy better quality of life. When I say buy better quality of life, buying better quality of food, better quality of health, access to healthcare, better quality of education, all these things matter. So one major problem that most people in India face is having no access to, you could say, assets. And lack of access is also a problem because is a consequence of lack of access to credit. Agar I can't get access to credit, then I won't be able to buy things like washing machine, sewing machine, like an auto. Let's say I want to become an auto driver because I don't get employment, but how will I get a loan? So this kind of loans can help me a lot. Because if I have an auto, I will be able to drive it around, take consumers, customers, transport them, earn money, bring income to the family, which would mean that it puts food on the plate. So you see this here: distressed farmers who are indebted to non-institutional lenders, self-help groups, persons with disabilities, and this is a major issue in India. Persons with disabilities in India, India is not good. We as a society are not kind to people who have disabilities, especially physical disability. It is one notch below mental disability. It's an unfortunate fact of life. But of late, people are becoming a little more aware, a little more respectful, a little more. Current government does not use the word physical disability, they use the word divyang. So somewhere things are changing. Hopefully things change, for good, because everyone needs to be treated on par. So this is something I wanted to share with you, this PSL, priority sector lending. I hope you got some good notes, and I think we spent some time there, about 10 minutes, which is good. So good notes for you guys. See, beneficiaries of differential rate of interest. Who are beneficiaries? Bank employees could be beneficiaries. People who belong to certain communities. Let's say I belong to a scheduled caste community. So the government would say, if someone gets a loan at 8%, members of scheduled caste community would get it at 6%. So I get a differential rate. If I'm a bank employee, the rate of interest charged to me will be lower than the rate of interest charged to someone who is not an employee. So there are differential rates, everywhere. They are there everywhere. So, which country is not a member of the SARC? So, of course, the answer is mentioned there. Ek kaam karte hain, we'll write a little about SARC. Please write SARC. Underline this. Right, first point. South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. Second point. Established in 1985. I normally don't say established in, I say established then year, okay, which is as good as saying established in. Next, head office, secretariat, that is where the entire office sits, secretariat sits. Kathmandu, Nepal. Nepal. Next, Kathmandu, Nepal. Secretary General. We'll just escape this. I think we'll just leave the Secretary General out, okay? Because the actual term is almost over, because now the summit is not happening, so they are not able to elect it. It's a Sri Lankan guy, okay? Veeranayake. So we'll not discuss this. If you look at members, 8 members, you're right. 8 members. 8 members. Who are these 8 members? Afghanistan. Take a geographical route. It's good. We look at India like this. Okay. Afghanistan, Pakistan, India. Go up. On the shoulders of India, Nepal. Then what is it? Bhutan से नीचे Bangladesh, then Sri Lanka and Maldives. Sri Lanka and Maldives. So I think that should be fine, yeah. Any country that you should know more about? I think we mentioned this class countries in the recent past. So let's go past. Isro is building a second satellite launch port at Tuticorin. Tuticorin is other name of Tuticorin. In this map you can find Tuticorin at the bottom. It's a port town. So why Tuticorin? But before that, let's write a little about Isro. Please write Isro. Underline that. Right. First point. Indian Space Research Organization. Indian Space Research Organization. Okay, next point. Established 1969. Next point. Head office Bengaluru. Head office Bengaluru. Next. Chairman. Chairman is Dr. K. Sivan. Kailasa Vadivu Shivan. Next. Main launch center is at Satish Dhawan Space Center. Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota. This is Sriharikota. यहाँ पे चेन्नई से ऊपर on the border with Tamil Nadu in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, ये यहाँ पे. Where it is here. Sriharikota. It was previously called Sriharikota Range. Now it's called Satish Dhawan Space Center. Former chairman and space scientist. Okay. Next. ये जो choices हैं, you look at the choices. We are going to write about each of the choices. Okay. Next. Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. At Thiruvananthapuram. Choice 1. Thiruvananthapuram. Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. Thiruvananthapuram, which is the capital of Kerala, also called Trivandrum. This is also called. Next. Master control facilities. At Choice 2 and choice 5. Hassan and Bhopal. Hassan and Bhopal. Hassan and Bhopal. Hassan and Bhopal. Hassan is in Karnataka, Bhopal is in what is this? Madhya Pradesh. It's capital of Madhya Pradesh. ठीक है. Anything else that you should know? You could do one thing. You could write why Tutukudi. Why Tutukudi? If you go for an interview, they will just ask you this. No? Why Tutukudi? In brackets, Tutukudi. Otherwise, if you don't know what is where is Tutukudi, you could write Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu. Underline that. First point. Near the equator. Near the equator. As you can see, basically, it's almost, below 10 degrees. Below 10 degrees. So, between 0 and 10. So, it's near the equator. Next. Earth's rotation. Earth's rotation provides a speed boost. Provides a speed boost. Speed boost to rockets launched in eastward direction and headed for the equatorial orbit. Equator, ORIAL, okay? EQUATORIAL. So write the word equator, IAL. Equatorial orbit around the earth. So let me repeat. Earth's rotation provides a speed boost to rockets launched in the eastward direction and headed for the equatorial orbit around the planet. How does the Earth rotate? Earth rotates from west to east, doesn't it? Yeah. So Earth rotates from west to east, and when it rotates like this, the rocket launched like this towards east, you get a speed boost. It gets a boost. It burns less fuel and goes up faster. And of course, the last one, if there is a failure, there is a major reason, okay? If there is a failure, the debris, DEBRIS, S silent hota hai, okay? Debris, debris, in brackets, damaged parts, damaged debris will fall in the Bay of Bengal. Will fall in the Bay of Bengal. Okay. So this is a major reason. So, and cost is also a factor. Okay, but then it's pretty close to the equator, and that makes a huge difference. See, if you look at America's rocket launch center, it's in Cape Canaveral, which is Florida. Okay, if you look at the European Space Agency's main rocket launch center, it's in British and French Guyana, which is there's a place called Kourou, Kourou, which is which is near the equator. Okay, so you got some stuff there. That's nice. So Tutukudi, remember Tutukudi. When I sorry, I was about to use a pen to show you the screen, but you can't see there basically. Okay, so if you look at what is this Tuticorin down here, it's a major port. It's also nicknamed Tuticorin, or Tuticorin is also called Pearl City. Pearl City. A lot of pearls are found here because of fishing. It's a major port. These places mentioned here are only we have mentioned Tamil places, okay, Tamil Nadu places. You see this Coimbatore, Tirupur. Tirupur is also called the Manchester of India, along with Ahmedabad, Surat. Ahmedabad, Surat, and Tirupur are textile majors, my friends. Huge textile companies. So if you are wearing a shirt that belongs to a top class brand, or your denim, the top class brand, for all that you care, it could be made in Tirupur. I have visited the factories here. They make huge stuff, my friends. So it's about 38 kilometers from Coimbatore. So from here, let's go up. Ah, nice. World Wetlands Day is observed dash on every year. Observed on dash every year. Feb 2nd. Feb 2nd. What's a wetland? It's basically, a forested area, or a forested wetland. What we say? Lakes, which is rich in flora and fauna. Lot of animal life, lot of plant life, especially diverse. What is this place you see here? You see this here? This is the Loktak Lake. Loktak. L-O-K-T-A-K. You could write this. L-O-K-T-A-K. Loktak Lake in Manipur. Loktak Lake in Manipur. Dash. World's only floating national park. Floating national park. World's only floating national park, named Keibul Lamjao. K-E-I-B-U-L. Keibul. K-E-I-B-U-L. Keibul Lamjao. L-A-M-J-A-O. Lamjao. L-A-M-J-A-O. Keibul Lamjao is in Loktak Lake. Loktak Lake. It's a pretty large lake. I think the largest freshwater lake in Northeast India. And in this lake, आपको ये जो देख रहे हैं आपको circles, yeah. Some places you will find squares and circles. You see a house here, yeah. So these are called fumdi. लोकल भाषा में फूमडी कहते हैं. P-H-U-M-D-I. फूमडी. What's a fumdi? It's a mass of vegetation, soil, vegetation, plants and everything. So you can see this is all vegetation. While water plants, normal vegetation, all that. Amazing world we live in, isn't it? Yeah. Except for coronavirus, it's an awesome world. So I just wanted to bring you an example of wetland. Okay, so you have Loktak Lake, in which this Keibul Lamjao floating national park is located. That's it. Okay. What about the choices? January 15th, Indian Army Day. Write this. Indian Army Day. Indian Army Day. Indian Army Day. Dash. On this day, comma, in 1949, comma, K.M. Cariappa, Cariappa, C-A-R-I-A-P-P-A, Cariappa, took over as the first Indian Army Chief, first Army Chief of the Indian Army, from the British. So till 15th January 1949, there was a Britisher in charge of the Indian Army. Okay, that day Lieutenant General K.M. Cariappa took over as the Indian Army Chief. That's when it became Army Day. Next, January 25th, India Tourism Day. India Tourism Day. India Tourism Day. And also National Voters Day. National Voters, VOTERS, Voters Day. National Voters Day. National Voters Day. Next. Why National Voters Day? Because you want to write that National Voters Day, underline that, pull a down arrow, right? On this day, comma, in 1950, comma, the Election Commission of India was established. The Election Commission of India was established. The Election Commission of India was established. चलते हैं. June 5th, you know this, Environment Day. Environment Day, ENVIRONMENT, Environment Day. Next, September 27th, World Tourism Day. World Tourism Day. So Jan 25th is India Tourism Day. September 27th is World Tourism Day. Okay. In Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, Sishu loans can be availed. Sishu loans are available up to, or Sishu loan applicants, even the word Sishu loan applicants can avail the loan up to 50,000 rupees. 50,000 rupees. इसके बाद आता है किशोर. किशोर is 50,000 to 5 lakh. 50,000 to 5 lakh. Second one is Kishore loans, 50,000 to 5 lakhs. And then Tarun, TARUN, 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs. 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs. 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs. Please write a little note on Mudra. Mudra Bank. Underline that. Mudra Bank. Mudra Yojana. Underline that. First point. First point. What is that? Full form. Micro units development and refinance agency. Micro units development and refinance agency. That's a full form of Mudra. Mudra, you see this? Micro units development and refinance agency. Mudra. Next. 100% subsidiary. 100% subsidiary. SUBSIDIARY. Subsidiary of Small Industries Development Bank of India. Small Industries Development Bank of India. Small Industries Development Bank of India. Next. If you want to write in brackets, write SIDBI chairman. SIDBI chairman. SIDBI chairman. SIDBI. SIDBI. SIDBI chairman. Muhammad Mustafa. Muhammad Mustafa. Muhammad Mustafa. Next. In financial year 2019-20, last financial year, you could write this. In financial year 2019-20, in financial year 2019-20, underline that, below that, right? Number of loans sanctioned. Number of loans sanctioned. 6.22 crore. 6.22 crore. This data comes from Mudra website. Okay. 6.22 crore. Applications have been approved. Imagine that. Next. Second point. Total amount of loans sanctioned. amount sanction or loan amount sanction. Loan amount sanction 3.37 lakh crore. 3.37 lakh crore. So there are a lot of borrowings, isn't it? Yeah. So guys, that's a little about this. चलते आगे. See, the idea behind this is to make people turn into entrepreneurs. See, by giving money for basically microfinance, let's say. Microfinance is a powerful tool, powerful economic tool that can give money to people who wish to do something on their own. See, I want to set up a tailoring shop. If I want to set up a tailoring store, then I would need machines, I would need people, isn't it? Premises, everything. So I can avail a loan. Say I can avail a loan of, let's say that Kishore, for 50, I take a 2 lakh loan. 2 lakh loan. So what happens is that I get a loan and now I get the premises, यहाँ पे मैंने 3-4 machines I put, then I employ people. When I employ 3 persons as tailors to help me in my business, 3 persons have families. They get additional source of income. 3 people are employed here means the money goes home, that takes care of a lot of things. So this is, this could have a domino effect. This would have a multiplier effect, not domino, multiplier effect. One leads to multiple basically, okay? And recently, because of the coronavirus pandemic, people who borrow CISU loans up to 50,000 rupees, they get a 2% interest subvention. 2% interest subvention. Those of you who don't know what is subvention, it's simply subsidy. That is, if the bank in the past had charged 8%, when I took the loan, the bank said 8% interest, Bharat, 8%, okay? Then, now the government said not 8%, minus 2%, 2% subvention, so 2% discount. 2% discount. Subvention is simple bhasha mein discount, okay? So the government charges only 6%. That's it, nothing else. There are a lot of benefits. Next. Which of the following organizations is related to socio-economic development of people around the world? The OECD. Why don't you write this? OECD. Underline that. Organization for Economic Cooperation. Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Economic Cooperation and Development. Okay. Next point. Established 1961. Next point. Head office Paris. Next. Chief. You could write head, director general, whatever you want to write, you write. I would simply say head. Jose, I'll spell Jose. It's actually pronounced Jose. Say that? Jose. J in Spanish Bhasha is pronounced with an H. Okay? So Jose or Jose, Jose. Next word, angel, Angel, angel. Last word, Guria, Gurria, Guria. Jose Angel Guria. Jose or Jose Angel Guria. Okay, Angel Guria. Next, where is he from? He's from Mexico. You could write this. Mexico. Next, Red Cross. Right. It's actually called ICRC. Subheading ICRC. Underline that. First one. International Committee of the Red Cross. International Committee of the Red Cross. Next, head office, sorry, established 1861, 1863, I'm sorry, 1863, 1863, 1863. Next, what's that guys? Head office, head office, head office is in Geneva, Switzerland. Geneva, 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 Switzerland. Geneva, Switzerland. Next, chief or head, Peter Maurer, Peter, P-E-T-E-R, Peter Maurer, M-A-U-R-E-R, Maurer, Peter Maurer, Peter Maurer, in brackets, Switzerland, Switzerland, I think he's from Switzerland, yeah. Next, Nobel, we just write for extra point for this, Nobel Peace Prize in, Nobel Peace Prize in, so it won the Nobel Peace Prize on 3 occasions, right? Nobel Peace Prize in 1917, 1917, comma, 1944, and 1963. In its 100th year, it was given that. Third Nobel Prize, 1963. I think we'll not discuss all the choices. Amnesty International is a London-based human rights organization. Okay, not much to worry about. Then UNESCO, UNESCO, right? UNESCO. We'll just write the chief's name. Okay, UNESCO full form is United Nations. I think we took this notes, so we'll not write this. Except, see, I always get this. चलो लिखते हैं, बोल देते हैं तो लिखते हैं. Okay, UNESCO. Right, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. Dash Paris dash Henrietta Ford, this is not UNICEF, this is UNESCO. Audrey Azoulay, A-U-D-R-E-Y. I repeat, A-U-D-R-E-Y. Audrey Azoulay, A-Z-O-U-L-A-Y. A-Z-O-U-L-A-Y. Audrey Azoulay. Audrey Azoulay. Now, sometimes, I believe that this will eat into the time that we have. Like, for example, I wanted to tell you about the SARC Secretary General Isla Veerakun. Sometimes it's not required. Which article of the Constitution of India relates to the Election Commission of India? Article 324. Article 324. It is the Election Commission of India is set up under Article 374. What's set up under Article 280? Finance Commission of India. Just write this. In the subsequent classes, we will take more notes about this. Okay? Article 280, Finance Commission of India. Finance Commission of India. Finance Commission of India. Next, Article 143. Under this article, you could write, under this article, comma, the President of India can, the President of India can seek the advice, S-E-E-K, seek the advice of the Supreme Court of India, in matters of great importance. Sometimes the President of India would ask the Supreme Court, what do you think? So this Babri Masjid thing, before this turned into a case and everything else, it was referred to the Supreme Court of India. by the then president. Anyway, Article 44, Uniform Civil Code. Uniform Civil Code. Uniform Civil, CIVIL, Civil Code. Dash, what is this? Application of the civil laws of India, civil, CIVIL, civil laws, LAWS, laws of India, application of the civil laws of India to all citizens, irrespective, IRRESPECTIVE, irrespective of their religious background. See, there is this major thing. This is a directive principles of state policy, so it's not enforceable through law. If the government of India wants to bring about this, then it has to bring in a constitutional amendment. There are a lot of things about this. So what is this? It simply says that all the laws of civil laws in India, especially social functions like social issues like marriage, divorce, property inheritance, inheritance, divorce, marriage, dissolution, all these things have to be in accordance with the laws of India. As of now, if you look at something like the triple talaq thing, very famous case. The triple talaq thing basically, when the Supreme Court came up with this idea, that gave verdict that it is against fundamental rights, it is against Constitution of India. Some commentators, some members of the Muslim community said that this is interference in our personal law, because the Muslim community in India is governed by the Muslim personal law called Sharia, SHARIA, Sharia. So they say that this is an internal matter, whereas the Supreme Court of India held that this triple talaq violates fundamental rights, especially of right to equality. So, if the government of India brings about this law that there cannot be an application of personal laws to any social issues, then it will be pretty much like the triple talaq thing, basically. Okay. So, and anyway, it's a very different issue, so I can't compress this actually. It's a very elaborate discussion. Every year I give a talk on this, but anyway, Article 18, abolition of titles. So titles like Sir cannot be there. That's why the Padma Awards, all the Padma Awards, the Bharat Ratna, are not titles. They are simply recognitions. Simply award, recognition of someone's contribution. So, नाम के पहले भारत रत्न नहीं लगा सकते. Like you can't say Bharat Ratna Sachin Tendulkar. No. You can say Sachin Tendulkar, a recipient of Bharat Ratna. You can say that. But you cannot say Bharat Ratna Sachin Tendulkar. Okay? Because this is against the laws of India. Because everyone is equal. With titles, people become different. Okay? One notch above others. Which of the following has launched the Suraksha Salary Account for micro, small and medium enterprises? It is Airtel Payments Bank. Airtel Payments Bank, who is a group chairman? Airtel Group Chairman, you write. Airtel Group Chairman. Sunil Mittal. Next. Airtel Payments Bank CEO. Airtel Payments Bank CEO dash Anubrata Das. Anubrata, ANUBRATA. I repeat, ANUBRATA. Anubrata Das, DAS. Anubrata Das. The choices na? State Bank of India, Rajneesh Kumar, the chairman is Rajneesh Kumar. ICICI Bank, India's largest private sector bank. What is this guy's name? Sandeep Bakshi. HDFC Bank, Aditya Puri. Axis Bank, Amitabh Chaudhary. Who is the minister, Union Minister for MSMEs? Nitin Gadkari. Minister for MSMEs, Nitin Gadkari. Who is also, you can also write this, Nitin Gadkari, underline his name, put it down arrow. Minister for Road Transport and Highways. Minister for Road Transport and Highways. Next. Which country has announced its jet plan to bring down greenhouse gas emissions from aviation? United Kingdom. What is this plan? See, United Kingdom has said that by 2030 we'll have zero emission from transatlantic flights. Transatlantic means flights between countries that are on either side of the Atlantic Ocean. So you have South America, you have Central America, North America, and then you have Africa and Europe. All those flights between that go over the Atlantic Ocean. So those flights, UK said that starting from us, I mean if the flights start from our place, they will have zero emission. So this calls for cleaner technology, better aircraft and all. So 2030 is a target. 2030 is a target. It's good to have targets, but given the cost of investing in new technologies, cleaner technologies, it's tough. Who are the chiefs of US, UK, Ireland, new Prime Minister, you write, Mikhail, right, M-I-C-H, Ireland Prime Minister, M-I-C-H-E-A-L, good spelling, right spelling, M-I-C-H-E-A-L, Mikhail Martin, M-A-R-T-I-N, M-A-R-T-I-N, Mikhail Martin. Next, what is the capital of Ireland? Dublin, D-U-B-L-I-N, Dublin. Chalian, I didn't want to give that, but anyway, Ireland, capital is Dublin. The Prime Minister is Mikhail Martin. The currency is Euro, E-U-R, Euro. Morocco, we'll just write two informations, nothing about currency and everything. Morocco is a country in northwest Africa, एकदम north में west, okay? It's a kingdom. The capital is Rabat, R-A-B-A-T, R-A-B-A-T, Rabat, R-A-B-A-T, and the king's name is Muhammad, Roman numeral 6, so 1, 5, 6, that is Roman numeral 6. So Muhammad the 6th. France, you know this guy, huh? Let's not discuss this. France, it's not working. To which of the following does a bullion market refer? Gold and silver. Some of these questions are very easy. Gold and silver. Diamonds, there is no specific market. Government bonds market is called government securities market or GSEC markets. Shares of blue chip. What's a blue chip company? You could write this. Blue chip. Blue chip dash. A consistently growing. C-O-N-S-I-S-T-E-N-T-L-Y. Consistently growing and profit making consistently growing and profit making company. Why the term blue chip? Because in the game of poker is a kind of card game, okay? In the game of poker, they have values of coins, all the chips. Chips means coins. So सबसे highest value की coin होती है, it's colored blue. So these are large caps, companies that have huge capital market cap. Like for example, you have Reliance Industries, HDFC, okay, State Bank of India. These are all, you know, blue chip companies in India. ITC is a good example. Penny stocks are ekdam in the stock market. They're penny means paisa stock. The value of the shares, the price of each share would be about 10 paisa, 20 paisa, less than generally 1 rupee. Less than 1 rupee. There are a lot of stocks. These are called Z category stocks. Z category stocks. They are very dangerous, and a lot of people buy and sell and get carried away and make a loss. So penny stocks, stocks with extremely low share price. Okay. Which has become the top state to provide employment to workers under the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, Uttar Pradesh. Under this scheme, 100 days of employment, you could write this, 100 days of employment is guaranteed to at least one member of a rural household, at least one member of a rural household. Oh, it's a huge scheme. 60,000 crore is a budget, annual budget. So there's the one, and in case the government is not able to provide employment, then the wages equal to the number of days is given. Wages are paid. So Uttar Pradesh is the top one, and Yogi Adityanath is the chief minister here. Uttar Pradesh is India's fourth biggest state by area. 2.4 lakh square kilometers. Rajasthan is India's largest state by area. 3.42 lakh square kilometers. Rajasthan dash 3.42 lakh square kilometers. India's largest by area. Madhya Pradesh, India's second biggest state, second largest by area, dash 3.08 lakh square kilometers. What are the chief ministers of this? Punjab, West Bengal. Madhya Pradesh's chief minister is Shivraj Singh Chauhan. Rajasthan, Ashok Gehlot. Punjab, Amrinder Singh. West Bengal, Mamta Banerjee. Which railway zone has launched artificial intelligence enabled robot Captain Arjun to intensify the screening of passengers and surveillance? Central Railway Zone, which is headquartered in Bombay, Dadar, Bombay. You could see, write this, 18 railway zones in India. 18 railway zones in India. 18 railway zones in India. You have to rush, guys. You're running short. 18 railway zones in India. Latest newest is South Coast Railway Zone dash Vishakhapatnam. Headquarters Vishakhapatnam. South Coast Railway Zone Vishakhapatnam. Okay? So where are the head offices of this? Northern Railway, Delhi, New Delhi. South Central, Secunderabad. Western Railway, Churchgate, Bombay, right? Mumbai. Southern Railway, Chennai. We have East Central in Hajipur. Oh, there are plenty of these railway zones. Calcutta Metro is a railway zone. Okay, remember this. Who has become, this is incorrectly framed, who has become the first observant Sikh to graduate from the distinguished US Military Academy at West Point. This is the highest academy in America, military academy in America. Anmol Narang. I won't discuss this, but I'll just tell you that someone who was educated at West Point is considered top class. Okay, among the best. This is the best military academy in America, West Point. Who among the following has authored a book titled Legend of Suheldev, the king who saved India? Suheldev lived in the 11th century and he is said to have fought against a Muslim ruler who came after Muhammad Ghazni in 1034 something. He had a place called Bahraj. He defeated. Suheldev defeated that fellow, that Muslim invader. Okay. Kisi din I'll tell the story of the Somnath Mandir, but then I'll have to have time for it. Anyway, this is a great author. You should read. Sabko padna chahiye. I mean, we should all read extensively. What about these choices? Anuja Chauhan, you could write one book. She's a poet and writer, novelist. She's an advisor also. A Dil Mange More. Yeah, all these were coined by this lady, Anuja Chauhan. Okay. What is the novel? Right. The 2-3 novels I remember. The Zoya Factor. Right. The house that BJ built. The house that BJ built. BJ. In fact, that's my short name. Okay. The house that BJ built. That's why I remember this. The house that BJ built. Next. Ramchandra Guha. He is historian. He is author of a lot of books. You could write Gandhi before India. Gandhi before India. Gandhi before India. Next. Ashwin Sanghi. Very good writer. I mean, we have had great writers. India has produced some really good authors in the recent past. Ashwin Sanghi, you can write Chanakya's Chant. Chanakya, apostrophe S, Chanakya's Chant, C-H-A-N-T, Chanakya's Chant. He's also the author of a book called The Rosabelle Line. The Rosabelle Line, don't write this. The Rosabelle Line. In this book, he talks about how Jesus was alive after being crucified and after that he came to Kashmir. Yeah, there's a story like that, yes. Anyway, Sashi Tharoor, lot of books, at least I got 4 of his books. You could write from India, colon, from midnight to millennium. India, colon, from midnight to millennium. Millennium, M-I-L-L-E-N-N-I-U-M. From midnight to millennium. This is a book he wrote in 97. Midnight means independence, 1947 to 1997. From midnight to the millennium. That's when I bought it. So, what is the minimum period for which domestic term deposits are normally accepted by banks in India? 7 days. We all know this. 7 days. Which city will host the 7th Asian Paralympic Games 2022? Remember, Paralympic Games are for special athletes. Special athletes. People who are physically challenged, basically special athletes. Okay? Now, they are always held in the same city where Asian Games are held. So, about 1 or 2 months after Asian Games are held, this event happens. Okay? So, where are the Asian Games going to happen? You see this, Hangzhou 2022. Hangzhou in China. So 2022 Asian Games, please write this. 2022 Asian Games, Hangzhou, China. Look at choice 5. Nagoya, Japan. Nagoya, Japan, 2026 Asian Games. 2026 Asian Games. 2026 Asian Games. I'll just give you one more choice. Look at choice 4. New Delhi. Asian Games of 1951 of 1951 and 1982. Asian Games of 1951 and 1982. 51 were the first Asian Games. Okay. And you know what? 1982, that is the event with which color television transmission started in India. 82 Asian Games. Recently, which country was affected with the extratropical cyclone Ciara? Extratropical, beyond the tropics, beyond 23.5 degrees latitude. So that's extratropical. So that was United Kingdom, my friends. United Kingdom. We know about the yesterday. I think we took notes on Vietnam, so we'll not write anything about Vietnam. Philippines also we took notes, so I think we'll just skip this. But remember, tropics between 0 and 23.5 degrees latitude, that is on either side of the equator. The 23.5 degrees north latitude is called Tropic of Cancer, and 23.5 degrees south latitude is called Tropic of Capricorn. The region in between is called what is called tropics. What is it called? Tropics. Typically tropics. Okay. Towards the equator, the temperatures are higher, but as you move away from the equator, temperatures are lower. Next. Which state government has launched a job portal named Karma Bhumi to help IT professionals get jobs, local jobs and all? West Bengal. Anything that we should know about? I think no, not much. Karnataka's Chief Minister is B.S. Yedurappa. B.S. Yedurappa. T. Ravishankar has recently been appointed Chairman of the Indian Financial Technology and Allied Services, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of the Reserve Bank of India. Look at choice 2. I think we know the chairman. IRDAI chairman is Subhash Chandra Khuntia. Subhash Chandra Khuntia. 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 Subhash Chandra Khuntia. Who is the Niti Aayog CEO? Amitabh Kant. Amitabh Kant. The Central Institute of Freshwater Aquaculture is in Bhubaneswar. This is a logo. I found this interesting. The fish looks happy. Okay. Or maybe a little puzzled why you're looking at me like that. So, freshwater aquaculture. Bhubaneswar, as you know, is the capital of Odisha, and the best thing about this entire, the name is that it's named after Bhagwan Shiv. Bhubaneswar, Lord of the Bhuba, Lord of the world. It actually comes from Tribhu, that is 3 worlds. So, Lord of the 3 worlds is Bhagwan Shiv. It's also, Bhubaneswar is a planned city. Remember, it's a planned city. It was designed by a German guy called Otto Königsberg, and it's nicknamed the City of Temples. City of Temples. Could we put some organization in each of these places? Yes, we can. Chale, likhte. No. Yeah. What is this? Bhopal. Indian Institute of Soil Science. Indian Institute of Soil Science. Soil Science. Indian Institute of Soil, SOIL, Soil Science. Next, Ranchi. Ranchi is the capital of Jharkhand. Yes, right. Central Mine, M-I-N-E, Mine. Central Mine Planning, P-L-A-N-N-I-N-G, Planning and Design Institute. Central Mine, M-I-N-E, Mine, Planning, P-L-A-N-N-I-N-G, Planning and Design Institute. And Design Institute. And Design Institute. Next, Kolkata. There are plenty of institutes in Kolkata. Yeah, right. Botanical Survey of India. And if you already know this, Geological Survey of India. Geological Survey of India. Geological Survey of India. Last one, Hyderabad, my city, Hyderabad. Central Institute, I repeat, Central Institute for Dryland Agriculture. For dryland agriculture. Central Institute for Dryland Agriculture. See, fresh water is mentioned. Fresh water money. Water that is not fresh, water that is sweet, typically river water and all. Okay. So there is a Central Institute of Brackish Water Aquaculture. Jo brackish means salty water. Like that. Central Institute of Brackish Water Aquaculture. Brackish Water Aquaculture. Brackish Water Aquaculture. Chennai. It's in Chennai. Okay. That's it. Very good. We are on time. I'm glad we finished on time because we have a time restriction also. Thanks for being here. Please leave feedback. It would help. And if there isn't something you would want me to discuss with you, bring some questions, discuss, have a complete discussion only on that topic. Like once we had a discussion on fiscal deficit, about 1 hour 15 minutes we discussed fiscal deficit. So you could come up with that kind of a request. Thanks for being here. Have a lot of fun. Stay curious, my friends.